Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Victor Osimhen has rejected a massive £25.3 million per year offer from Saudi side Al Hilal, reigniting Manchester United's hopes of landing the prolific Nigerian striker. With his £75 million 63.2 million release clause still active, United see a renewed opportunity to bolster their front line, especially with Bryan Mbeumo's £60 million price tag stretching the club's summer budget. While United have already secured Matheus Cunha, Osimhen remains high on their shortlist after a sensational loan spell at Galatasaray, where he netted 26 goals in 30 appearances. Despite interest from other clubs and past links to Chelsea, Osimhen's desire to remain in Europe could make Old Trafford a potential destination if United can fund the move, possibly through player sales or swap deals involving the likes of Garnacho or Højlund. Victor Osimhen has turned down a monumental offer from Al Hilal to leave Manchester United with a renewed opportunity to sign the striker. The Nigeria international had been on the verge of a move from Napoli, but ultimately chose to reject a deal that would have seen him earn £25.3 per season. Osimhen is expected to leave Napoli this summer and has a £75 to £63.2 million release clause in his current contract available for teams outside of Serie A. The forward could not find a permanent move last summer after a transfer to Chelsea collapsed and ultimately moved to Galatasaray on loan. This month, Al Hilal had agreed to pay the player's release clause, having previously seen a bid turned down. The Saudi team were hoping to bring Osimhen into the club in time for the FIFA Club World Cup, but have been told Osimhen wants to remain in Europe, per reports in Italy. After proving to be a Napoli hero on the way to winning the title in 2023, there does not appear to be a way back under Antonio Conte, who signed and placed his trust in Romelu Lukaku last summer. The team won Serie A without Osimhen's help in 2024-25. The striker nevertheless reminded everyone of his quality. Osimhen scored 26 goals in 30 appearances on his way to winning the Turkish Super League while on loan. The former Chelsea target was among those shortlisted by United as they look to replenish their forward line. Ruben Amorim's side have already completed a deal for Matheus Cunha, but missed out on signing Liam Delap, who opted to move to Chelsea from Ipswich Town. Brentford forward Bryan Mbeumo is currently top of the club's agenda and won't come cheaply. The Bees are said to want 60 million in return for the Cameroon international's services. And that could leave United short of funds and in a position where they need to sell before buying if they are still interested in Osimhen. It has been suggested that Rasmus Højlund or Alejandro Garnacho could be utilised as a make-weight in any deal. Speaking on his future earlier this year, Osimhen was cautious over his plans. A few months ago, nobody ever thought I would come to Galatasaray, despite how big of a club they are, he said. I live for the moment. As for what's going to happen in the summer, I don't know. But I want everyone to understand something. I really love this club so much. I love the fans. I love everyone associated with this club, from the president down to the coaching staff. Manchester United have been handed a major fitness boost as Lisandro Martinez continues to make encouraging progress in his recovery from a serious ACL injury. The Argentine defender, who was sidelined in February after rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament against Crystal Palace, is now on track to begin individual training on the grass during pre-season. While the 27-year-old won't take full part in pre-season with the rest of the squad, club doctors are hopeful he could feature early in the 2025-26 campaign. With new manager Ruben Amorim keen to build around strong characters, Martinez's leadership and emotional resilience make him a key figure in United's plans and a welcome presence both on the pitch and in the dressing room. Lisandro Martinez is making good progress in his recovery from a serious knee injury, and Manchester United are hopeful he could be available early next season. Martinez needed surgery in February after rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament in a match against Crystal Palace, but he's now on the road to recovery. The United defender was carried from the pitch in tears after sustaining the serious injury which ruled him out for the rest of the season. Martinez was a big miss for Ruben Amorim in the final 3 months of the campaign, as United limped to 15th place in the Premier League and lost the Europa League final against Tottenham. He was one of many injuries in defence for United and won't be able to take a full part in pre-season when that comes around. However, the club have been encouraged by the progress the Argentina international has made, with tests confirming last week that he hasn't got a tear in his meniscus. United are weary of rushing him back and will take a cautious approach to avoid aggravating the injury, but it is hoped he will be able to start an individual rehabilitation programme in the coming months, working individually on the grass during pre-season. The aim will be for Martinez to make his return as soon as possible in the 2025-26 season, when United's team will look very different. Amorim is keen to overhaul his squad and the club will listen to offers for any of their players, but the United boss is a fan of Martinez. "If you let him, he can go play today without problem," Amorim said in March, after Martinez was spotted cheering his teammates on from the sidelines against Arsenal. "Because he loves the club, he wants to help the team, he understands the context. Like I said, he's a great character, he's really important in the dressing room." The 27-year-old has also been praised for his leadership and encouragement by young midfielder Toby Collier, who told the club website, "Leacher is another name that's massively helped me in training every day around the building, to express myself, giving me little tips on the pitch and helping me through games. He's another one that's really helped me." Collier also struggled with injuries, so spent lots of time with Martinez. "We saw each other every day in the physio room," he added, "and even when we're working in the gym, you have little moments where you can chat for a bit. It's nice to have someone like him to get through it with." Martinez is keen to return as soon as possible. After undergoing surgery, he wrote on Instagram today, "After going through several stormy days where I allowed myself to feel and accept my sadness, helplessness, insecurities, fears, and a deep emotional imbalance, I am reconnecting with my essence and my values, which help me see things from a kinder and more positive perspective. I feel immense gratitude for the incredible work and support of @Manchester United, @AfazAlexian, my family, friends, teammates, and everyone who took the time to send me a message of encouragement. The surgery went perfectly. Now it's time to give it my all, with heart and soul, in the rehabilitation process." Manchester United are entering a defining summer under new manager Ruben Amorim, with no European distractions and no room for excuses. The Portuguese tactician is under pressure to deliver from day one, and that means getting it right in the transfer market. United have already splashed 62.5 million on Matheus Cunha and are pressing hard with a 60mm bid for Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo. But that's just the start. With potential exits for Marcus Rashford, Antony, Jadon Sancho and Alejandro Garnacho on the table, and a bold pursuit of Sporting's Victor Gyökeres underway, the rebuild is on full throttle. Meanwhile, former PSG defender Thomas Meunier has shared his undying affection for the club, even if a move remains a distant dream. Manchester United have a pivotal summer ahead in order to quickly turn around their fortunes. There is no European football and no excuses next season, and Ruben Amorim must hit the ground running to prove himself as United boss. The Portuguese coach is set for his first pre-season in charge of the club and will be hopeful of seeing an improvement. Of course, transfers in and out of Old Trafford will be required. United have already signed Matheus Cunha and are pushing for Brentford star Bryan Mbeumo. The Red Devils have upped their bid to 60 million for the latter, having splashed 62.5 million on Cunha. And there are the exits of Marcus Rashford, Antony, Jadon Sancho and Alejandro Garnacho to arrange. No easy task. Mirror Football takes a look at the latest transfer news and rumours around Old Trafford. Manchester United are in position to make a move Victor Gyökeres and could leap ahead of Arsenal. Speculation over a move to Old Trafford has been rife since Ruben Amorim's arrival, though missing out on European football was expected to be a blow. It is understood that the Swede has not been perturbed, however, and is open to the move. Gyökeres is valued at around £65, a figure shy of his releasey clause after the forward made an agreement with Sporting to Riemann last summer. With Arsenal occupied by Benjamin Sesko currently, it is reported United have financially readied themselves to do a deal. Jadon Sancho has no intention of wearing Manchester United colours again per ESPN, despite Chelsea footing up £5 Spurs to avoid signing him on a permanent deal. And that stance matches that of his head coach, Ruben Amorim, though the pair have yet to work together. Sancho returned 5 goals and 10 assists in 42 appearances across all competitions for Chelsea, helping them win the Conference League. The winger failed to set the world alight at Stamford Bridge, however, leaving interest in his signature uncertain. There is said to be tentative interest from West Ham in a deal, but Sancho's wages are likely to prove problematic. The former Borussia Dortmund has another year left on his contract with United. Former Paris Saint-Germain defender Thomas Meunier has admitted he would have loved to make a move to Manchester United. The Lille fullback, 33, has revealed he would quickly accept a transfer to the club if it was on the table. The Belgian international, who has 1 year remaining on his contract, also appears to accept that any chance of a deal is now gone. Meunier conceded a move to the 13 times Premier League champions could damage his affection for the club. Meunier told Gazet van Antwerpen, If they ever ask me, I'll cycle there, United. But maybe it's better this way. Suppose I play there and have a bad time. I wouldn't want to hate Manchester United because I love that club so much. I went to watch them a few weeks ago against Bilbao. In with the fans, singing fully. I am a real one. I go to watch them at least once every season. But of all the home games I've seen in all those years, they've only won 2. You have to have a self-cruelty side to be a United supporter, right?